But first, we're gonna go over to slopestyle. The women are ready to take over the day. Brandon Graham, let's get it done.
An absolutely glorious day of sunshine sets the stage for one of our favorites. It's time now for the women's snowboard slopestyle, and it's happening right now. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham, Craig McMorris, and the newest member of our team, Haley Langland, who's earned 3 career X Games medals, including a silver here in slopestyle once upon a time. So excited for this one, Haley. As good as it gets, roster of talent. All eyes, though, on our defending gold medalist, 18-year-old Mia Brooks.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to see her put a run together today. Can she deliver against the likes of Zoe Sinnott and Kokomo Marassi? I'm super excited to see what she's got for us. I know she was spending early season training in Finland working on that backside 1260, so I wonder if she's going to put that in her run today. Nonetheless,
I mean, you're wondering. I'm knowing. Kokomo Marassi struggled a little bit in big air. Didn't get the takeoff on the backside 1440 that she has made so famous in women's snowboarding. This is the same jump as the riders ride in big air. It's just the final jump for the slopestyle course. She will want to go back to that well and execute it. 9 X Games medals for Kokomo Marassi, but Brandon, no gold in slopestyle.
Yep, gold in knuckle, gold in big air, but never done it here. Does that change out here today at X Games Aspen 2025? Well, before we get things going, let's learn about the new format we have out here this year, and who else better to give us that info than the man, the myth, the legend, Jack Matrani.
New format alert here at X Games in true X Games fashion. Designed for suspense, designed for excitement. We got the playoffs, and then we got the finals. Starting off with the playoffs. 8 riders, 2 runs, best score counts. The top 4 from the playoffs will advance to the finals. The scores will reset to 0, and then they have another 2 runs. Best score counts. A little bit of strategy in the playoffs. The top qualifier will drop last. A little bit of reverse order, and with this beautiful day, we're in for a big show. That's the format.
Thank you, Jack. Yeah, we are excited for this one with the playoffs and the finals. The pace is going to be very quick. Let's now meet the field of talent that will be competing out here today.
Hi, my name is Laurie Bloin, and I'm from Quebec, Canada.
Hi everyone, my name is Miyabi Onitsuka. I'm from Japan, 26 years old.
Hi, I'm Monica Morgan. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Mittenwald, Germany.
My name is Julie Marino. I'm 27 years old and I'm from Westport, Connecticut.
I'm Anna Gassa. I'm 33 years old and I'm from Austria.
Hi, I'm Kokomo Murase. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Japan.
Hi, I'm Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott. I'm 23 years old and I'm from Wanaka, New Zealand.
Hi, my name's Mia Brooks. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Sandbach in the UK.
So good to have Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott back in the mix after a broken ankle sidelined her last year, but all eyes also have to be on Anna Gasser after that big air performance last night, earning a gold medal, Haley.
Absolutely, yeah. She was able to pull off quite a few perfect cab 1260s, and I have to wonder, I bet she's going to put it on the last jump in her run, and that would be the most progressive run we've seen from Anna Gasser.
So we kick things off with the Quebec native making her 9th X Games appearance, Laurie Blouin.
Right foot forward, her natural way of riding. Little front one in, switch backside 360 out there.
Ooh, little cab 180 to 50-50, back to switch. Going for that cab underflip, double underflip 9.
Backside melon 7, setting up for a frontside rotation. We know she's got a front 10 tail. Does she go? Oh, she goes front double 10.
Boom.
That's how you start a slopestyle final.
Absolutely, that's got to feel really good, being the first girl to go, especially in the first run of playoffs.
And now she was an alternate. Reira Iwabuchi, who earned silver in big air, had to drop out, said she was dealing with the injury from last night, had a lot of big landings. So Laurie Blouin has been practicing, but it's always tough when you get the nod late in the event.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, Haley. She's such an accomplished slopestyle rider, right? 6 medals, 3 in slope. It's great that she's out here, but to be that first rider to drop, especially in a new format like this, the advantage of being the last one to put down a run is so important. So for her, that first drop in has got to be nervous.
Absolutely, yeah. You kind of just want to get a score on the board just to see where it'll sit, and then you can build from there.
So that score coming in at an 80 on the dot for Lori Bluan. We wondered, as we move on to our next competitor, ready to drop in, we wondered, Miyabi Onitsuka, we wondered last night in Big Air how the ladies were going to take to this new format, if they were going to put safety runs down. They threw that out the window. They went for hammers right away, and that playoff was as good as any final you'd see. So we'll see if that keeps up here in slopestyle.
All right, Miyabi with that front board, same way, 270 out on the flat bar.
Miyabi struggling a little bit, especially on that front lip, on that flat to down rail, and then the teardrop rail, the third rail pad, obviously not coming to the end of it. Course designers made the rails a little bit longer, and what does that do to your game plan as a slopestyle athlete, Haley?
Well, specifically as far as tricks, it kind of like shortens the horizons. You have to be able to have tricks that you know will make it to the end of the rail, and that's what's really tough. In past years in slopestyle, we've had really short rails, so it's really easy to spin off, spin on. So this, you want to just slide all the way through.
I love this change of the course, why it separates okay rail riders from great rail riders, right?
Absolutely.
Slopestylers sometimes are criticized. Go fast, just touch the rail and get off. Here, you can't do that.
No, not at all, because that will heavily affect the flow of your run, and judges will take note of that.
So we move on to Annika Morgan. 6th X Games appearance. She has 1 medal, a silver earned in knuckle huck just last year.
She's kind of known as the pretzel god, as you see right there.
Lip slide pretzel right there.
To a switchboard pretzel.
Solid up top.
Coming into this jump, cab double 9. Going front side, looking like a little struggle for speed on that one.
Watch this last jump, possible back 10 double. She's got a great one.
Absolutely. Back 10 of your dreams.
There you go.
There it is.
And Haley, Annika been mentored by Anna Gasser. She thinks of Anna as a big sister. Her older brother, Ethan Morgan, a pro snowboarder. Let's talk about that influence and being able to lean on people like that for her career.
Absolutely. I mean, it shows in her riding. She has progressed so much within the last few years, and I've seen her struggle a lot in slopestyle, but she's finally getting it all put together. And I think it really helps that she has people like Anna and Ethan in her life.
Here's a great look at that backside double cork 1080, grabbing melon. I love the way she drops into it on that last cork. Very similar to her older brother's backside 1080.
Absolutely, yeah, just a thing of beauty.
Also pulling double duty, she will be DJing at the Ushi After Lounge.
Great gig if you can get it.
If you can get in.
So Annika Morgan coming in with an 88.66, huge score. Remember, playoffs, you've got to get into that final, and she's setting herself up very nicely here on her first run.
Absolutely. I would feel pretty comfortable with this score, but with the girls that are coming up right behind her, I wouldn't be too careful.
Don't.
Yeah,
Nobody's safe.
Our top 4, remember, in Big Air all had scored into the 90s. So nothing is guaranteed right now. We move on to making her 8th X Games appearance. Owner of 7 X Games medals, including a gold in this event, Julia Marino.
Nice cab one on, back 3 out for Julia right there on the flat bar. That was excellently done.
Lip slide same way on that teardrop rail. Great rails up top.
Coming in front 720. Going backside 9. Coming into this last jump switch. There it is. Okay. You have to remember, she's still a year out from her injury, and she just took her first turn starting in October. She said she's finally having some pain-free riding, and I think that's important to note. Maybe not a great run, probably going to be in the top 3 as it stands right now, but I'm not sure how high that score will actually be.
Now, Haley, as an athlete, we've all suffered injuries. It's one thing to get your body back. It's another to get your mind back.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I talked to Julia every day in practice leading up to this, and she said she was just scared about the rails. Obviously so, hitting her knee on it last year. And, you know,
Welcome back, everybody, to a picture-perfect day here in Aspen, Colorado for the X Games. We are halfway through the playoffs here for the women's snowboard slopestyle, and currently we are not disappointed. Here we have Anna Gasser dropping next. Before she goes, let's look at our current standings. Annika Morgan sitting on top of that 88.66. Now, Anna Gasser feeling good. Had a moment to talk to her in the athlete lounge before the event. She said she's excited. She's feeling confident after the big win in the women's snowboard big air. And she said there hasn't been good weather for women's slopestyle in a long time, so prepare for a big show. Let's see how it plays out. Anna Gasser dropping in. Nice tail slide, 270 out. Anna Gasser looking smooth, looking clean off.
Oh. Backside double tap, Mallet taking it deep. Anna is on a heater right now, winding up front side 540.
At 540. Coming in switch. Cab double 900 truck driver. Anna Gasser playing it smart here in the playoffs. She wants to put something down nice and clean, nice and smooth. And she certainly does. Calm, cool, collected. Here's a look going back to the top section. Perfect lip slide. 270 out. And then starting it off with a super difficult trick there, the back double, 1080 melon, picture perfect. And then look at the way she grabs there with that slow motion replay. Two hands on the board. We call that a truck driver. Will she bump into the top four? I think so. Right behind Annika Morgan, 84.33 for Anna Gasser. I would say she's sitting pretty comfortably here. As we move back to the top, all eyes on Kokomo Marase. Coming off a little bit of a disappointment in the women's snowboard big air last night. You know she's fired up. She wants to show the world what she's made of. Pay close attention to the style here. She drops in. Little board slide pretzel out to get things started. Little switch lip 270. So far, so good. Half cab tail back one over the whole rail. Come and switch, cap 9. Into the front side 10. Truck driver, two hands on the board, making it look too easy. Final hit. 1, 2, back 10, double cork, just holds on, Kokomo Marase. Playing it nice and safe, nice and smooth, wants to put one down, build the confidence. Great way to start her first run here in the playoffs. Now take a close look. This is where things get difficult. Both hands on the board while spinning a 1080, 3 rotations. And then boom, as you can see, watch her push a little extra harder there. Didn't get the snap she wanted, but recovered in the air. That is not easy to do. as the score comes in. She needs over a 77. She gets it, 82. Kokomo Murase. And
Hey, thanks, Jack.
oh, hey, there you guys are. Where'd you go? You guys just got hungry?
It looks like the action just got going as soon as we had some technical difficulties in our booth. Thanks for putting it down, brother.
That's what I do. I'm here for you guys,
I
no matter
love
what.
listening to you. They told
Welcome back.
they told us to come in 2 riders ago, but we were having such a good time listening to you.
I can't compete with you guys. You guys are so good with the analogies and everything. I was trying my best. I was trying my best. Welcome back. I'll let you guys take it from here. I'll let you know what I see up close and personal.
You're the best. So a couple of heavy runs, teammates, went down just now while we were away. Anna Gasser and then Kokomo Murase. If you're just joining us, we're in the playoffs. The top 4 will be moving on to the finals in this 2-run format. But now making her triumphant return to the X Games stage, Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott.
Coming off a little early on that first rail, going into the front board 4 out of the flat bar.
Switch lip, 270 out, setting her up for that switch backside.
1260.
1260!
Whoa!
Shots fired. Front 10 double.
Goes for the back 10 on the last jump. I think that's a really good call.
Any women's slopestyle snowboarding event would have been won by that run right there. That was one of the most ridiculous things we have ever seen in this event. This is just the playoffs, Brandon.
Haley, Craig, that first switchback 12 in women's slopestyle history here at the X Games.
Absolutely. Zoe said that was her only goal for this contest, but I'm kind of thinking that she has a little more in store for us because that was way too easy for her.
I think she was playing it close to the vest. Switch backside 12, takes off switch, 3.5 full times around, 2 off kilter dips. And then what about how about you back that up with a front 10 double into a back 10 double?
She says, hold up, hold up. Remember, I've won this event 4 times before.
What is wild is, yeah, maybe she fell off a little bit early on that first rail, right? That lip slide same way. She fell off a little bit early, but this is going to be, it has to be the first place score.
It's absolutely going to crack into that 90s, and there it is.
92.33 for Zoe, taking over the top spot. And my heavens, Haley, this is still just the playoffs.
This is just run 1, and I'm already, my mind is blown.
Zoe, of course, earning bronze last night in Big Air and follows that up with a heater of a first run here in the playoffs. But here now, our defending gold medalist, Mia Brooks.
Yep.
Oh my God!
What?
Yeah, back 1 swivel, cat 3 out. That is why she is one of the best, if not the best, women's rail rider we have today.
A little 50-50 lip, back to 50-50. So making short work of the steel.
Just going front 720 here on the first jump. Looking to go backside 900.
I'm thinking cap 10, Haley.
It has to be. Nope. She's going
cap 14! Oh! Oh!
Yep.
Oh, don't get
Yep.
no. Put the chair down, Craig. Put the chair down.
That was simply ridiculous.
Wow, I mean, to watch Zoe put a run down like that, it's like, why not just go for it and put the cap 14 in the run? And she did that perfectly.
That was unreal. You mentioned it. She's the youngest rider in our field, and you said the best women's rider when it comes to the rails. How did she do that at such a young age, being this talented up there?
I mean, I know she works so hard for it, and I've even heard of her going up on down days in between competitions and riding from sun up till sundown. And most of it is her rail training, and that's why it shows so well.
Wow.
The more time you spend on your snowboard, the better you get at snowboarding. It's a very simple equation, and Mia Brooks spends a lot of time working on tricks like that. Cab 1440. We saw that in Big Air, but it's one thing to do it on a single jump, another to put it at the end of your slopestyle run.
And her score coming in. We're waiting.
They're really deliberating on this one.
It's got to be in the top 4. Oh! What
yeah.
about?
How about the top 1?
That's a good spot to be.
A 94 for Mia Brooks. After Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott put down that run, we thought, what gets better than this? Enter Mia Brooks.
Can we talk about the turnaround? It was not even 24 hours ago that we saw the most progressive women's big air event of all time.
So a look at our standings after run 1. Remember, 2 runs here in the playoffs, and the top 4 will be moving on to our final. And in our final 4 athletes, the scores obviously reset. 2-run format, the best single run counts. Mia, Zoe, Annika, Anna, those are currently your top 4. So Lori Bluan sitting in 6th place. What can she do to knock on that door? Right now, Anna Gasser is clinging to that bubble spot, Haley, with that score of 84.33.
I think there's a lot of things Lori can improve on. Obviously, the rails and the jumps, just holding that grab a little bit longer and maybe getting a little bit more speed and amplitude on the jumps. Coming in front 1, back, switch back 3 out. Going for cab 1, back 1 out.
Cab double underflip 9 there from Lori Bluan. Watch the final jump right here. She's gonna go, oh no, she's going back 10 double. That sets her up for a front 10.
That's a surprise.
That is a surprise. Lori Bluan!
Double 10!
She goes back-to-back 1080s.
That is the best slopestyle run Lori Bluan has ever done in her entire life on the world's biggest stage.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what she's feeling right now. To put down a run like that, especially linking those 2 1080s together, has got to feel so good, especially comparing the top 3 runs right now.
Oh, and oh, by the way, she was an alternate for this contest.
Just this morning, she was an alternate.
Now, I'm very familiar with Lori Bluan's riding. I did not know she had the back 10 double this good. The ability to put it in the second of 3 jumps, right? That's setting up for her front 10 double.
I apologize. I was not familiar with your game, Lori Bluan.
Love your work. Love your work.
No, she really kept that one a secret from us.
But when you talk about the riding, especially from that top 4, she was on the outside looking in. A 91 for Lori Bluan, jumping up into the top 3. Wow. Jack, talk to her.
Congratulations. You were just saying that you've never done that back 10 double in the contest. What's going through your mind right now?
I'm so happy, honestly. Back then, it's been a battle for a long time because my takeoff never really worked. So yeah, I'm so proud. I worked hard and I wasn't supposed to be here and now I'm competing. So I'm just enjoying the moment.
We're so proud of you. Keep enjoying the moment and good luck in finals.
Thank you.
Go get it.
Into the top 4. So Miyabi went down early on her first run. Has a lot of work cut out for her if she wants to crack that top 4. And it begins with the rail section, Haley.
Yeah, coming off, again, just a little bit early on that first rail, but Miyabi has the trick. She just needs to link them all together.
This rail section this year is, for lack of a better term, ruthless, right? It is long. Huge. It is tough to get to the end.
Coming in, going for a front side 9.
Oh.
Just not getting her feet under her, and that's what caused her to slide out on her back.
Haley, I want to talk about the mental. When you struggle a little bit on the rails up top, what does that do to you coming into that big 3-pack?
It really, the rails are 50% of your run.
Yep.
So if you make a big boo-boo on the rails, you kind of have to basically throw away the rest of your run. Unless you do something extraordinary on the jumps, you kind of have to just look for that second run. In Miyabi's case, she won't get that opportunity, but nonetheless, still great riding. Good to see her out here.
Well, in this era of women's slopestyle snowboarding, it has to be a well-rounded rider, right? In the past, some might be a little better on rails, some might be more jump specialists, and weren't always connected. Now, if you don't have both simpatico, you're not moving on to finals. You certainly aren't earning medals.
Absolutely.
Well said. So here's Annika Morgan, who's now in that bubble spot. Anna Gasser bumped out into 5th, so Annika trying to give herself a little more breathing room.
Absolutely. She's been getting the filming bug and riding with Ethan Morgan in the backcountry, which is so cool to see. Again, another frontside, lipside pretzel 270 out.
Watch this switchboard side pretzel, and we say it's a pretzel. She spins the opposite way of the way she got on the rail. Kind of pretzeling the body right there. Very good at it.
Probably only be there for 2 hits.
So you can see there, she kind of had a boo-boo on that second rail, which is why she's opting to straight air the jumps. You know, sometimes you just can't hide it, and you just got to treat it like another practice run.
And what folks at home need to know is everybody's watching everybody else's run, right? So Annika Morgan, when she drops in, she knows what has been done. And when you fall essentially on the rails, you know my day is done. Maybe not worth risking it right there. So Annika Morgan, great first of 2 runs, though, I have to say. That back 10 was something special.
Absolutely. She should be really proud of herself, especially with her history here at X Games Slopestyle. I'm sure she's going to have a great time for the rest of the week.
What happened?
So Annika Morgan still holding on to that 4th spot. If you're just joining us, we're in the midst of our final runs here in the women's snowboard slopestyle playoffs. Just 2 runs here in the playoffs, and the top 4 will be moving on to the final. Someone currently on the outside looking in, Julia Marino. And Haley, we were talking about it before, just injuries have really derailed the last couple of seasons for her. We haven't seen her at X Games since 2021.
Absolutely, yeah. Every rider has that one event in their career that just keeps getting in the way of their victories and being able to put down a clean run. But it's so good to see Julia back, especially after that knee injury. And she's riding right where she left off. Coming off a little bit early on that last rail feature. Going for the front side 720, knuckling it. Tucking for speed here, going backside 900, huge, just washing out there.
Now, Haley, what happens sometimes for riders is you come up a little bit short on the first one, and then you kind of overcompensate on the second jump right there you saw.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a common mistake. It's so hard to know what this exact speed is in the midst of your run, especially since the wind is picking up. There's so many different factors.
You saw Julia's mom, Elaine, there with her dog, Sparrow. And we got a nice little pet in right before the broadcast started.
Bit dewy, as we call him.
So Julia Marino will not be moving on to the final. Will Anna Gasser, fresh off the gold medal victory in big air, right now she's sitting in 5th. Gonna need something big here, Haley, to jump back into the top 4.
Absolutely, she's coming up here with a front board 270 out right there. Going for that lip slide, 270 out. Her rails thus far have been pretty good. Going for a little bit of a subtler trick on that last rail, I think more so for speed on this first jump.
This second jump is where she needs to improve. Just a front side 540 in run 1.
Oh, going for front 7, just maybe didn't get the pop or necessarily feel like she had the speed that she needed.
Now, if you're watching this at home and saying, well, she landed the second jump, what's the big deal? She needed to land switch to set up for the switch cab 9 or cab possible 12 on that 3rd and final jump. But with just a frontside 720, that leaves her only spinning frontside or backside on that final jump, and she's already done a backside 1080. Good look at it right there. So these runs are planned out. If you're not landing the right way in between the jumps, your run is a little bit shot. Here's the frontside 7, probably wanted to go frontside 900.
Definitely, yeah, as Craig just said, you want to make sure you have a good amount of difficulty, but also variety in your run. It's not really good to spin the exact same way the entire run down, so that's why it's so difficult to piece these runs together.
So unfortunately, Anna Gasser will not be moving on to the final here in slopestyle.
What kind of world are we living in that a cab double 9, a backside 1080 double doesn't get you into a final?
Welcome to 2025 Women's Snowboard Slopestyle. So Kokomo Murase, here we go. A silver medal in this event last year. She's currently sitting in 6th place. She's the last rider that can potentially crash that top 4.
Imagine that, 6th place with an 82. Going for that cab 2 on, 2 out.
Very clean.
Coming into this jump, cab, going for the cab 900.
Stopped.
going huge,
Wow.
pulling it off, holding it together.
Just back 10, that's all you need. Yep.
There we go.
Yep, that's the playbook, Craig.
She's throwing her name back in that ring, for sure.
Oh my goodness, that was probably one of the most nerve-wracking runs Kokomo has ever had to do. You can't win gold in the playoffs, but you certainly can lose it.
Here's another look at that cab, 270 on, 270 out right there.
And remember, we went into this weekend talking about Kokomo and potential triple gold, not getting a medal in big air. A lot of pressure being put here on her final run in the playoffs just to get into the finals. And Haley, I think she did just that.
I think so. She's going to continue to look for a medal here. And that frontside 1080, she had to open up so early because she was going so much further than she anticipated. And that is such good air awareness that you see from Kokomo Murase. Landing that back 10 double cork.
Perfectly. So we await the judges scoring. Annika Morgan holding on to that 4th spot right now with that 88.66 you see there on the left. And Kokomo Murase, did she do enough? And her score comes in a 91.66. Kokomo is going to the final. And just like Big Air last night, Haley, all 4 riders here in slopestyle scored in the 90s here in the playoffs.
I mean, where do you go from there? How does it get better than that?
So Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott will drop in. What does she do here, Haley? She's obviously already in. We got to see the talent on full display on run number 1, but there is an advantage to being the top-ranked qualifier as you get to drop last in the final.
That was so good. Another front lip to board 270 out. I mean, for Zoe, I think she's going to treat this like a practice run. I wonder if she's going to put the 1440 at the end of her run because she had it so good last night. She went 4 for 4 on it. Here's that switchback double cork 1260.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Just a piece of cake.
Does she go 14?
We will go.
Yup.
Kind of getting in that back seat in the last cork of that 1440. She's just warming it up, though, and that's a great reason why she used this run to try it, because now she has 2 more in the finals, and she already got 1 out of the way.
There's something we don't talk about. From her first run that she lands to her finals run, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Speed changes, you get a little bit colder. The more times you can try the trick, the more familiar you are.
You'll get there. Give me
20 minutes and I'll get there. I'm cold.
Just breathe.
Right in the middle. No, but the more you practice it, the better you get, right? So I really like that. And we saw that in men's superpipe. Scotty James was sitting in second. And he said, you know what? I want that #1 spot in the finals. I want that. So I like that from Zoe.
So Mia Brooks with that ridiculous 94 on her first run. You want to talk about treat things like a practice run. I don't know why you would do anything other than that here on run number 2, because that was absolute perfection on her first, and she'll be our top-ranked qualifier here from the playoff.
Absolutely. Mia's going to be looking to drop last in the finals, and so she's going to try and treat this like a practice run. Coming off a little bit early on that first rail, kind of losing some speed and some momentum. Coming into this first jump, going front side, she'll go front side 720 again.
Haley, when you look at Mia's run in this playoff and you look forward to the final, where do you see her improving? Because she's already done this cab 1440. She's got that lock. Obviously not doing that there, that's a cab 10. But the one that got her that #1 spot was a cab 1440. Where does she improve?
Absolutely. I mean, her rails are flawless. I don't think she'll have to up any of those. I think on the jumps, she could definitely push it. I mean, everyone else is doing back-to-back 1080s. I think she really does need that backside 1260 into that cab 14.
I completely agree with you. It's that first jump frontside 720. That's the one that's kind of sticking out to me when you compare it to the rest of the field. That's where the judges probably want to see some improvement.
So Mia Brooks, of course, will hold on to her run 1 score. So our playoffs are wrapped. So let's head down to Jack Matrani, who's with our top-ranked qualifier.
Congratulations on top going into finals. That pretty much looked like a finals right there. Can you give us a preview of what to expect coming up?
Yeah, I think definitely some 14s for finals, but it's getting kind of slow out there, so we'll have to see.
Okay, a little bit slow, gonna have to point a little bit. Can you get us in the mind of Mia Brooks? What are you listening to?
Ooh, a lot of metal music right now, trying to get myself hyped, but yeah, just trying to concentrate at the same time.
All right, well, get up there. Congratulations on qualifying first. Let's blast some metal, let's go!
What a playoff here on the women's snowboard slopestyle. There you see our top 4 who move on to the final, headlined by Mia Brooks. It's final time when we come back here at X Games Aspen. I love those look backs over the great 30 years we've had here of X Games. One of the legends, Barrett Christie, there in the inaugural Winter X Games. And then a look at Mia Brooks's winning gold medal run from just last year. Mia Brooks hoping to go back to back, our top ranked qualifier. She'll be headlining our final here today, along with some of the most talented slopestyle snowboarders on the planet. We're so excited to bring you the Women's Snowboard Slopestyle Final. So our comp format, we went from the playoff to the final. 4 ladies, 2 runs each. We count the single best score. So we talked about it, Haley and Craig. That playoff was as good of a slopestyle final I think we've ever seen, and that was just to qualify in.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we have the girls doing back-to-back 1080s. I mean, I don't know how much more they're going to do. I'm hoping Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott can put down that backside 1440, which would be the sickest thing to see. I'm not sure if it's ever been put in a backside 1440 has been put in a women's snowboard slopestyle final.
It has not. That would be the first triple cork in women's slopestyle snowboarding. We've already seen a first with the switch backside 12. From Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott, but I look down this list, I see Kokomo. She has yet to do a 1440. Mia Brooks already did the cab 1440. She can improve her first jump, and if Zoe puts that one down, we're set for a heck of a final, Brando.
What a story. Lori Bluan was an alternate, literally found out she was in this contest just a couple of hours ago, has never won this contest before, and she's now in the final.
The only woman hitting that down, flat down,
yeah.
Board sliding through that very difficult rail.
Cab one on, back one off, heading switch into this first jump here. Going for that switch double underflip 900. Going again for that back double 1080, just not getting it around. Didn't really get the snap that she wanted off the lip, which is so important when you're doing those double corks. You want to make sure that you're landing on your feet and not on your back or your tummy.
Yeah. She talked to Jack Matrani about it too in the playoffs. So very love-hate, if you will, with that trick. So we'll see if she can get in her second run.
Well, remember, Lori did not have a full pull on her first run in the playoffs. Saved her best for last, and that sent her into the final. She can only hope for that with regard to getting on the podium potentially here in the final. Kokomo Murase.
No stranger to pressure. She loves to just put it on top of her, which I think she said it herself makes her a better rider.
Yeah, she said, knowing that I can do better adds a good amount of pressure. And then you think about how she got here on that final run to jump in. We know she's got the talent, Haley. She's just never won gold in this event before.
Getting a little sketchy on that second rail. Let's see if she can pull it all together.
I love that third rail. Just go fast. Big pull jab, back one. Add a grab to it.
Going for the cab 1260 triple cork. Just not getting it around. Again, I think to see that third rail feature, it almost seems like she was using that for speed for that first jump.
Yeah, we heard Mia in her interview with Jack there talk about it slowing down a little bit, so I think that's very smart from Kokomo. Take as much speed on that third rail feature, set you up for something like a cab 12. But Haley, I gotta be honest with you, frankly, I'm scared. Could you imagine a cab 12 and a backside 1440 triple cork in one slopestyle run?
sending chills down my spine as we speak.
It also is cold out here, so I'm chilly too.
Yeah, there's a good look at that third rail we were talking about, Haley.
Yeah, the middle rail is kind of this oblong rainbow rail. It's really hard to make it to the end, so when riders do, that should be really rewarded.
Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott, 10 X Games medals. This is a contest she has won 4 times before. An ankle injury kept her from competing last year, but really picking up where she left off last night, a bronze in big air. Can she add to that collection? I'm sorry, Haley, here today.
All good. She is the most competitive girl in the field, in my opinion. She's almost reminiscent of a Jamie Anderson, in my opinion. She just has that competitive switch that she can turn on whenever she needs it. And again, there's that front board 4 out of that flat bar rail. Coming in switchboard to 270 out.
Count it.
Leading up for this switch backside, 1260, getting it around, little hand drag. Going again for that frontside 1080, opening up right to the toes. Tucking for speed here. Going for that backside 1440, and she has it!
Yes!
Let's go.
The first ever triple cork in women's slopestyle competition. You just watch history, folks.
I know she's been working for this so hard, especially after that ankle injury, having to sit out and watch Kokomo Murase kind of take the spotlight and land that 1440 last year in big air. She's got to feel so good.
In X Games mode, Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott on her first run in the final, making history, Craig.
But yes, we can celebrate that back 1440 all day long. I love the entirety. I celebrate her entire catalog right here. Switchback 12 double, front 10 double, backside triple 1440. And the rails, right?
It was a complete meal.
Front board 450 off that flat bar.
Yeah, when we talk about variety, she is one of the only girls spinning switchback in her slopestyle runs, which just goes to show she has the trick, she has the ability, and she puts it down right there.
Show me a weakness. Literally show me a single weakness in that slopestyle run.
In NBD X Games mode for Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott, 94.66, a massive score for Zoe.
That's a huge score heading into this final on the first run.
You know, Haley, it's interesting that you brought up the comparison to Jamie Anderson, right? The GOAT of this contest. And we talk about the landscape right now of women's slopestyle snowboarding. For so many years, it was the Jamie Anderson Invitational. And to be in an era right now where all 4 of these riders, any of them could win this contest with progressive and innovative tricks that they all can do, it's simply mind-blowing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So here's Mia Brooks, our top-ranked qualifier and defending gold medalist.
Going again for that back 1 swivel, cab 3 out. Just textbook on the rails.
This is where Mia Brooks needs to separate herself a little bit from Kokomo and Zoe.
Absolutely, she's coming into this first jump front side, and she'll go front side 720 again, getting the grab a little bit better than she did the last run. Again, another backside 900. Tucking for speed here, going to switch. She's gonna go cab 14 again. A much cleaner run than her first run.
Huge.
Yep.
Let's celebrate that. Cab 1440. Pretty clean up top on the rails, but we said it coming into this finals, that front side 720 kind of stands out when you put it against a Zoe or a Kokomo, right? That's where she needs to improve, but you know there's only 4 riders. You know you just have to beat 1 person to get a medal. I kind of like this right now.
Absolutely. With this new format, it takes a lot of the pressure off, but you have to be strategic about it, which I find that you didn't really have to do that before with the previous formats, but now it's all about mental game.
Watching Mia ride, does she have a frontside 1080?
I've seen her do it before. It's posted on the Instagram, so I know she has done it. I'm not sure if she's feeling up to it. Just based on speed from what I'm seeing, it doesn't seem like she really wants to step up to that.
That's where she'd have to put it too on that first jump, and that's where we've seen most of the field struggle with speed, Brando.
Yeah, no doubt. So an 88.33 for Mia Brooks, good enough for that silver medal spot. Does she have more in the tank for a second and final run here in the women's snowboard slopestyle event. Wow. What a moment for women's snowboarding. What a moment for women at the X Games. That's the first triple cork at any contest ever, ski or snowboard. And it was done by Zoe. We welcome you back to the women's snowboard slopestyle final, where Haley Langland, I'm so glad we get to sit here and witness history making.
Just incredible amounts of riding right now. That backside 1440 triple cork from Zoe Sinnott. It just gets better every time she does it.
An NBD here at the X Games. Second and final run time here, Craig. And I look at this standings. I mean, Zoe comes correct, obviously, with maybe perhaps the greatest run we've ever seen in a slopestyle contest. And yet, they all get one more run, and Mia Brooks will be the last one to drop in.
Can't write it. You can't write this, folks. I'm really excited to see Kokomo's second run. She alluded to a cab 1260 to set up. If she could put that down, she's in the conversation for gold, Brando.
So our format here in the finals, we're one run in. Second and final runs here. And Lori Bluon, who, if you're just joining us, found out moments before the contest that she was going to be in it, was the first one to drop in the playoffs, and on her final run was able to qualify in. And right now she's sitting in bronze medal position, Haley.
Yep, she's coming in here with a board slide through the kink. So hard to do that. Only girl hitting the down flat down in this contest. Going again for that cab one, back one out of the long waterfall.
This second jump is where she needs that clean takeoff.
Oh no!
Slightly over-rotated. Looks like she kind of dipped her shoulder a little too much off of the takeoff, and it was almost looking like it was going to go back 12.
It's funny sometimes, if you can have the air awareness, sometimes you can whip it around, but obviously Lori needed to land with her right foot forward to set up for that front 10 double. So trying to save the back 10 and maybe not go to 1260, but a little bit of a better takeoff, however, not clean enough.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Ever get hit in the face with a snowball, but it's a Sonic strawberry shortcake snowball slush float with sugar crystals, and you're like, dear God, please hit me again? No? That's weird. Discover more drink flavors in the Sonic app.
So Lori Bluon will have to sit and wait because Kokomo Murase is right behind her and is the only person that can keep her from earning a fourth career slopestyle medal.
Yeah.
Kokomo Murase can do it right here, Haley. This place is going to explode.
Absolutely. Kokomo has that do or die trying mentality, and she could easily just put together a cab 9 on that first jump, and the rest of her runs would be solidified. But we'll see. She loves to implement progression. I bet she's going to do the cab 1260 again. 50-50 backside 180 poke, tucking for speed into this first jump. She will...
Cab 10? Where does she go from here?
Switch backside 9. Haven't seen that from her all week.
Backside triple 1440. If she wants gold, gotta go.
She's gonna opt for a backside double 1080.
This is a new Kokomo, folks. In previous years, it would have been a flip till you hit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is smart. She struggled with that takeoff in big air. Maybe pulls back a bit, puts that 1080 down, guarantees a medal, almost.
Here's another look at that 50-50 back one poke, so stylish. That's one of the elements that Kokomo has been working so hard to bring to her snowboarding is style.
Do you think maybe she was going cab 12 and realized, hey, I don't have enough juice, let's just go cab 10, and then improvises?
Just an audible switchback.
A switchback 9.
A little jazz on her final run. But yeah, that's interesting. We've always talked about her, the go gold or go home. And that was her mentality going into Aspen X Games 2025. But a little strategy here, knowing that there is truly a medal on the line.
Well,
I think her big air experience played into it a little bit, Haley.
Absolutely. I think she put way too much on her shoulders for big air. And knowing that all she had to do was beat a 39, you know, that was the goal, and she definitely did that, and she moves into second place with a 93.
Huge score, 90.33 for Kokomo, besting Mia's 88.33. Haley, do you agree with that score?
I mean, it's so hard to say. That's why I'm in the booth talking about it, not judging it. But, I mean, I think maybe they like the switch-up of the cab 10 to the switchback.
So there's Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott, fresh off her history-making run in run number 1. Let's head over to Jack Mitrani, who's seen a lot of things in his years here at Aspen. Jack, put into words your thoughts on that MBD.
My thoughts on this MBD, I'm still picking up pieces of my mind because it's been blown, and I'm not the only one. This whole crowd absolutely erupted when she landed that. This format is designed for NBDs, never been done. Will we see some more now with Mia Brooks in third, dropping after Zoe? I think so.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. Now, Mia Brooks, our defending gold medalist, is sitting in that bronze medal spot. So Zoe, in that gold medal position, where do we go from here?
Got all the way through that first rail. That's important to note that she's sliding the entirety of the rail. That helps so much, especially with your score, but also the flow of your run. Rails were on.
Cleaner than run 1. I'm gonna go and say it.
Switchback 12, perfect, no hands down. Going for that front side 1080. Huge backside 1440, not able to keep it on the feet. Oh my gosh, she was going to the moon.
How do you improve perfection? You go a little bit bigger. You do it a little bit cleaner. And up until that final jump, Brando, it was much cleaner than run 1. What does she do? She puts the gas in it and adds a little more miles per hour onto that third and final takeoff, going a little bit too far, though.
The formula was there, Haley. Even cleaner on this top rail section.
Absolutely, the whole top section was looking so flawless. As Craig said, much better than her first run. And here's that front side double cork 1080. Perfect to the toes, no hands.
I mean, look how far down the landing.
I mean, she finished that last cork so high in the air, knowing she'd have to open up and taking it to that last line. It's hard to stomp tricks when you're going that big.
And then there was one. Mia Brooks, our defending gold medalist, our top-ranked qualifier, the youngest athlete in this field. She's sitting in the bronze medal spot, but she didn't come here for bronze. This is her last chance to defend gold.
No, sir. Getting a lot cleaner on that first rail. Backing up with the cab 1 on, back 3 out.
Three for 3 up top.
Going again for that front side 720. I think she's just trying to play it safe and to try to improve on the last few jumps. There it is. She's going for the back 1260.
Oh! And with that, Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott is guaranteed her 6th career X Games gold medal.
Welcome back to Snowboard Slopestyle and X Games, Zoe. So good to see her riding again and just continuously pushing the level of women's snowboarding.
Look at the camaraderie there.
Everyone is absolutely losing it. Zoe on the shoulders of competitors. I'd love to see that.
And our podium is set. Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott back on top with gold, Kokomo silver, and Mia Brooks with the bronze. Let's head down to Jack Mitrani, who can hopefully get there with Zoe. I know she's crowded with the rest of the competitors. Jack, take it away.
I'm trying my hardest to break through all the camaraderie down here. Congratulations, a true story of resilience. You were here last year watching from the sidelines, recovering from an injury, and now you're back on top. Take us through that journey to this X Games gold medal.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know if I would ever be on the podium again going through this injury. So to be back here in the mix with the girls and be a part of the progression means so much to me, and to win this comp, like, I can't even believe it.
I can absolutely believe it. That was an unbelievable showing of women's snowboarding right there. Talk about the camaraderie. You were on their shoulders. Everybody was hugging you. What is that like?
Oh, that's just amazing. I love all you girls. I'm just stoked to be here, and big congrats to everyone. We got such epic conditions to be able to ride today, so grateful.
We're all so grateful as well. Congratulations, Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott. Another X Games gold, back on top.
Her 6th career X Games gold, her 5th career slopestyle gold. And this is amazing. Up on the shoulders. Mia, unfortunately, going down on that run, but still getting through to celebrate with Zoe. That's what it's all about, Haley. So congratulations to our field. We got to see progression in real time here in this women's snowboard slopestyle final. So many of the ladies putting down some of the most epic runs we've ever seen in the history of this contest. We hand out the hardware when we return. Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott wins gold.